Welcome back to your Millennial Group Therapy Session, Baby One More podcast with your hosts, Steph and
Morgs.
And welcome back to season 2.
Season 2.
Literally don't know how I did that on my first try.
You did great.
I told Morgan, I was practicing our intro on my walk today because it's been a minute. We did take a nice little month break. Probably less than a month though, honestly.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, it was like pretty close, but yeah.
But we needed it. We needed a nice little break from the life that we live.
I know. Well, I feel like we would have come back quicker too in, my sickness.
if our poor little Morgs wasn't ill with whatever the freaking shit you got.
I mean, I think it's the vid, but I don't know.
I mean,
TBD.
You never know.
We'll never know.
Speaking of the vid and like just sickness in general, did you see, and I'm assuming it was real, but maybe it wasn't. Did you see the thing that like Biden had posted, like I'm sick on Twitter or whatever the frick it's called now? He posted that and Lil Wayne responded with, "Motherfucker, I'm ill." I was like, wait, this is the best response in the history of responses, if it is real. Even if it's not real, this is still like the best thing ever.
That's the humor I needed when I was sick too.
I was like, literally though, I was like, is this real life? I can't check that stuff. I don't have whatever X marks the spot. I don't have that shit. So like I sent it to Joe and he's like, is it real? I'm like, I have no clue. But if it is real, it's fucking hilarious.
Even if it's a meme, like I'm here for meme culture so
I'm
hard.
Like, it's fine. That was great. That was beautiful.
God.
Yeah. So that was funny. I saw that on like Instagram or TikTok and the comments were hilarious because people are like, wow, this is why I love Lil Wayne even more so now.
I know.
Than before.
Oh my God. What was he playing? There was did you see he played at his concert? It was like Don't Stop Believin', or it was like one of those.
Oh my gosh.
I saw the girls do. I hope they play Don't Stop Believin', like this Lil Wayne concert, and he's playing
that
it.
Is great.
I think it was him. Or no, maybe it was whatever. But it was one of those. It was one of those things.
A rapper, nonetheless, that shouldn't be singing that, but
exactly, like very
fits perfectly.
Not their genre, but
oh my God, I love that. Well, I'm glad at least you're on the up and up. You honestly sound like even better than you did yesterday when you voice memoed me. So
I was like, good. I'm ready for it to be over. Absolutely.
Like, well, you've been sick for like over a week now, right?
Oh yeah, I had the full over 10 days worth of this shiz. Like,
I know.
Just lingering.
And you don't normally get sick like that.
No, I like rally after like 3 days max. Like
your body, like it gets in, gets out. This one was like, no, you've been traveling. You got new, I know, right? You got new germs. You got overseas germs.
I know. I'm new. I'm a superhero after this.
That's what I was thinking though, because when you said you were really sick, I'm like, honestly, she probably is so sick just because one, you were traveling, but two, like you were in other countries, multiple. Yeah. So it's like, your body was not used to any of that, and then throw on traveling and traveling a lot.
And we were like, 20,000 steps, like over 20,000 steps a day.
Walking, probably not sleeping fully through the night, like all the things. Well, we are going to talk about Morgan's trip and my little trip because we haven't really discussed our trips at all to each other.
I know.
Morgan got back and then she got sick, and I've just been here momming as I do. As I always do. Living my mom life. But yeah, so we'll get into that. That's kind of like just the theme of the episode today is
throwing it back to the last month.
Yeah. All things that happened for the past month that we haven't been able to speak about.
Exactly.
But we are going to start, as we always do, with a rating, but we are going to rate our month because we haven't done this in a month instead of a week. But I feel like that'll be good.
That's perfect.
I also am like, what have I done this past month besides go away? But I have done some other things, surprisingly enough.
Yeah. You go ahead. Jump into it.
Well, I mean, I give my month like a solid 7. And only because like I have been stressed AF.
Sure, yeah.
Just with all the things. But also Joey's was doing really well with sleep. And then we kind of like fell back to like the waking up 3 times a night. but it hasn't been as bad. It's just because he's teething right now. But I will say, like last week, he was sleeping through the night. Like literally would put him down at like 7:38, 8:30 latest, and he'd sleep until 8:39, 9:30 the next morning. So like
yes, bro.
thank you. Thank
When
you
you
so
said
much.
that, I was like,
Yeah, it was a beautiful thing. I'd wake up in the morning and look at the clock and be like, it's
like, is this
9.
real? Is
I'm
this
waking
real?
up. Yeah, I'm waking up and he still isn't up yet. Like, and it's 9 a.m. Like, what is life? So I was very happy that like we're definitely getting somewhere. But then of course we have a tooth coming in somewhere on the right side because he's had his fingers jammed in there. Anything he can put in there, he's put in there. And I'm like, you definitely have a tooth coming in. And he's been waking up. Like Joey has 2 types of cries. He has the I am hungry, feed me cry. And then he has the I'm in pain cry. And it's been the I'm in pain cry where it's
Poor
like you
guy.
can tell he's just like, ah! Like it's so sad sounding.
Just like pathetic.
The hunger cry is like I'm gonna scream my head off till I get fed. This
fair.
is like very sad, and I'm like, it's okay, buddy. We're gonna get through this together. But that's that's been keeping me up, and so last night I was up a lot and very tired when I got up this morning. I'm on my second caffeinated beverage of the day. Oh my. I never drink coffee like this. This has been less than an hour since I've had this, and I'm almost done with it. Yeah.
I'd be like,
surprisingly enough, I'm not, probably because my body needs it. Yes. And then the last 2 nights prior, Joe was working, as you know, because he had a 48-hour double shift 2 weekends in a row. So like that was a lot. Granted, like his mom and dad took Bree like both times, once during the weekend. We went to my parents one time. It was like good, but it's like I'm still not getting a break. I still have another kid to take care of. I'm still in action when I'm with them, no matter where I am. So it's like still exhausting. And yeah, I mean, we had our trip at the beginning of July for July 4th, which was fun and stressful and tiring. And even if you go on vacation,
it's an everything vacation.
It's an everything. Even when you go on vacation with your family members, it is still not relaxing. I was thinking like it will be more relaxing because we have more eyes to watch our kids. Oh no, it's still not. I still didn't sleep. Joe goes, this is the best part. We went and Joe goes, I probably got the best sleep I've had in months. And I was like, that's good because I probably got the worst sleep I've had in months. But good on you. Like the first night, I think I died because we had Taco Bell. And you know I love Taco Bell.
No.
But I'm convinced there's only a handful of Taco Bells that will not fuck up my stomach. And
weird.
the ones in Orlando, they do not. They do not do me well. They are not kind to my tummy at all. So I was not doing well. Had a lot of trips to the bathroom in the middle of the night. Joey didn't sleep well the first night. The other 2 nights he slept great because he was like worn the fuck out. But the first night we were in the car a lot driving. Like we totally went to the wrong place on the way there. So we like fucked ourselves an hour like out of nowhere in Titusville and Tittyville. Remember that place well. But it was just like it was like so much chaos the first day we got there, and then it rained, and then we had like a terrible dinner experience, and I was like, I'll get more into it when we talk. But yeah, the first night he didn't sleep good. I didn't sleep good. And then I was up at the ass crack of dawn because Natalie came to see us, which was very nice. I'm glad I got to see her. I got to meet the boo and all that. But I was like, I was up like ass crack of dawn, and I'm like, I'm running on like 3 hours of sleep. My like sleep score, my sleep score was the worst it's ever been, like in the 40s. In the 40s. I don't think it's ever been that low in my life of having this ring. And I was like, wow, this is terrible. And then my stress was like 9 hours of stress.
I saw that.
And
you
I was
said
like,
that to us.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm sorry, what? I don't even do that when I'm 48 hours alone with the kids. So to say it was relaxing would be a lie. Lovely and lie. It was
from the
fun.
Data. The data says
from the data. It was fun. It was great to like get to spend time and like be with the families and everything. But like there was still stress. There was still no relaxation. But it was a good time. And the place was gorgeous. But we'll talk more about that. But yeah, I'd say with all that jazz, and then you know, there's some things that I'm not going to announce yet. But Morgan knows that I have some things in the works that I will share at some point. But that's been kind of consuming my life too. So
different stress, but good, but
good
busy.
Stress, different stress, but all things, you know, taken into account, a solid 7, maybe like a 7.5. I did get
Yeah.
to see some friends this month. I've been active. I've been doing things. I can't complain on that. Like I didn't get sick, thank God, because I
Right.
truly was like,
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna get sick from this trip, from the stress, and like all. And I was
That's
PMSing on top of all of it. Like it
mm,
was just like the
mm,
terrible, like the week of all the bad things. But
yeah.
no, I was healthy as a
Oh,
freaking whatever is
thank
healthy.
God. I know.
So
I was worried. I was like,
because I was like, there's no way. Like I'm
yeah.
with kids, they touch everything, they put their
And
fingers
just
in
like
their mouth.
resort like style
Yes.
pools, like
Right.
a lot of
I'm
people.
surprised the kids didn't get sick. Like I was
Thank
100% like
God.
Brielle's gonna get sick from this trip. Nope. I'm
Oh,
like, okay,
not meant to
whatever.
be in the best way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So,
I feel
anyways,
like that's pretty good, honestly. A month is like a decent amount of time. I feel like we need some like
yes.
data savvy human to like go back, listen to all our
Mhm.
episodes. Sarah, I know you're listening. I mean, if you want a task, but like I would like to see our
I
averages
know.
because
Mine's definitely probably like 6 to 7 as an
I don't
average
know.
for me.
Yeah. Like get me my average for the last 6 months or whatever,
I
however long
know.
we've been doing this. But
It's been
I would
like almost 6 months, right?
I know.
February. I was
Yeah.
thinking, I'm like, oh, we launched our very first episode February 22nd,
Yeah.
and today's the 23rd of
Wow.
July
Wow.
for season 2.
We done doing it.
We done did the
We
damn thing.
done did it.
Did
Done.
did Don? What's that thing? The dim dom? No, what is?
Like
It's from Fairly
sing
Odd Parents. No,
oh.
did did it?
Oh.
What's his name?
Dimmadome or whatever,
Dimmadome.
right?
Thank you. I was like, what's his name? Dim dom
What's yeah,
dimmadome
what's his first
dimmadome.
name? I don't know.
It's something with a D, because that's like the whole
Yes.
thing. That's what it
Yes,
made me
the
think of.
hat and the whole
Yes,
yeah.
you all know what we're talking about.
Oh my God, I love that so much. That's so funny. But literally,
Yeah.
how my brain feels right now.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so yeah, there's my rating. Ready for yours?
Yeah, I would say yeah. Let's say like let's throw the data for a loop. Like a 7.9,
All right.
right?
We like
We'll
that.
switch it up. So obviously the
Yes.
trip, we'll go into it, but like everything went as smooth as it could have gone.
I love that for you.
Like
Because like you don't know what you're gonna get when you go out of the country.
during the summer, the busiest time to leave and go to Europe, first of all.
And the freaking Olympics are there, like in that general area where you guys
we
were.
luckily left before it was like the thick of it. But yeah, people
Yeah.
are arriving for
Yeah.
at least the last month. So like definitely the Olympic, like a plethora of things could go wrong, you know?
Yeah. As we just saw with the airlines the other day with the whole Microsoft thing happening.
I was like, damn, baby fucking Jesus. We did not get stuck somewhere because we would have been sick.
Yeah. Yeah.
It would have been like a double
and
whammy.
stuck in a fucking airport somewhere.
Yeah, we've done that already. We got stuck in Vegas
God.
was that 2 years ago? Last year? Whatever.
See, and this is why flying is just not for me. Give me a car.
It's so good and efficient though. Like
it's
9
like,
out of 10 times.
Yes.
Like,
but then that one time that it's not, it's like hell. Because every time I talk to people that have flying issues, it's like the fucking worst experience. And I'm like, is it worth the other 9 good experiences?
It is though, because you get there so fast.
I know,
like,
that
in
is
the grand scheme, you know.
Well, I mean, in reality, how else are you going to travel to another country unless you take a fucking boat? You know, so you have to do that.
And like we did do one flight from Amsterdam to Prague because it was like an hour or an hour and a half flight.
Yeah.
Like, we were in Prague by 8 a.m. Did we wake up at 3 to leave? Yes.
But
Psychopathic tendencies. But like,
listen, I'm the same way because these people that get to the airport like 20 minutes before their flight's going to take off, I'm like, how do you survive?
In a perfect world of airline travel, I would like to arrive, have enough time to get a little snacky, walk through the store, go to the bathroom, and get on the plane. Like, I'm not saying 20 minutes, but I'm saying like 50, you know? Like a solid, like just a little bit. but not
Yeah.
like I'm not sitting there for 3 hours if I don't
Well,
have to.
my family was always, we're going to get to the airport 2 to 3 hours before we even take off. And I'm
I
like,
mean, most people are.
most people.
Most
You
people.
haven't met Joe's family in an airport.
Oh.
Most anxiety of my
my
life.
God.
Most
I
anxiety of my life.
cannot even imagine. Honestly, cannot even imagine.
Love them. But the time,
The New York, or was that? Yeah.
we were running.
Um,
I had only flown a handful of times prior to this
Yeah.
trip.
makes it so
And
much
I
worse.
went there out of Palm Beach, got there like 2 hours by myself. It was a
Yeah.
nighttime, like a random like Thursday
Yeah.
night or something,
that.
maybe
Yeah.
Wednesday night, like nobody's there.
Mhm.
Was drinking my wine at the bar.
Mhm.
And I was like, this is great. I love this. Relaxing.
Yeah.
We get to the airport. I find them somehow by the grace of God because I was like at LaGuardia or whatever the frick it
Oh
is.
yeah.
Never been there in my life. Also haven't been a lot of airports at this point in my life. So I was like, this is fine. Get off the airplane, get out, find them. But then on the way back, they had to drop off the rental car. They had to do something else. There was all these things that happened, and like the time was a ticking. The airplane was going to be bye-bye, and we like had to haul ass. We all sat in separate seats. I was like, this is the most chaotic moment of my life.
So I will have to say, like, I say I wanted like 40, 50 minutes, but like, I mean, 8 out of 10 times my last flights have been by myself or like with just Corey. So like,
and it's easier when it's like just you and not like a group of people.
Oh yeah, and I'm like, it's sometimes like I'm not fucking around with luggage. I'm not fucking around. Like I have a carry-on. Usually I have a carry-on, but usually it fits either right above me or right under or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I flew to Angelica with only my backpack.
Yeah.
So that should fit right underneath the seat.
If you can do it, listen, that's the way to go. I literally, I mean, the only times I've been on a flight, it was for a weekend or something. So it's not like I needed more than a little carry-on. But I mean, listen, even when I went to Nashville and I went with the girls for Alexa's bachelorette, we got to the airport. We had plenty of time and we still somehow almost missed our flight. Tell me how.
I can't relate.
Yeah, that one.
And I can't imagine how you feel.
We have been here for like 3. Well, I had been there especially for like 3 hours at Miami International Airport, and we're sitting in a freaking like restaurant bar, like having a drink, killing time, and then we're like, "Fuck, we need to haul ass." We were running. I'm like, we are the only people that would get to an airport with 2 to 3 hours to spare and still almost miss our fucking flight.
Oh my God!
But yeah, so there you go. Wow. Yeah. So I'm glad you had a very good traveling experience, though, because with all the fucking chaos in the world.
Listen, I'm so glad we left when we did and didn't get stuck and did Microsoft or whatever the fuck IT issue that was going on in the planet. Did work stop? No.
No, of course not.
Why not?
Yeah, everything else. I was wondering that too. I'm like, are people to work today? But it seemed like a lot of people were still working.
I'm glad, right? Like I'm glad. But also I'm just like, really? You couldn't throw me a bone here? Yeah. While I'm
especially
sick,
while you're not feeling well.
But so overall, about all the dirty details of the trip.
Yeah.
Overall it was great. Packing before was like pretty easy. Like didn't feel really super stressed about it. Obviously the 7.9 comes from the sickness afterwards.
Yeah.
But you know what? Maybe I'll change it because the weekend, I'm trying to think of like the month in the whole was Blink. It was the Blink concert. So like maybe I'll bump it up. It's like 8.3.
I know. I'm like, do I just do a solid 8? It really wasn't a bad month. I can't complain.
Yeah, I feel like it's
a lot of things happened that were good.
Like 8.5, you know? Yeah. Like I feel like I'll bump it up.
Okay, guys, we're changing.
I'll give the data.
We're giving it a B.
Yes. I'll give the data a rounding number. Yeah. But yeah, overall, good trip, sickness, whatever. But yeah, I literally packed. We talked about the packing cubes. Okay. Literally the perfect amount of
my God. I love
that.
Every
piece
got utilized?
Dirty. Every single.
That's beautiful.
The only thing extra, I think I might have had like underwear and like a bra and like socks.
But like that's stuff that you need extra of just in case. I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
Could like
So, like,
randomly get your period or shit your pants. You never know.
I literally got my period like the second day of the trip.
Of course you did. So why wouldn't I PMS during mine, and why wouldn't you get your period during yours? Because that's how the world works.
You bitch. It was supposed to come like, okay, so we left for the trip on Sunday. I feel like I was supposed to get it on like Tuesday or Wednesday. And like, yeah, it's stressful to like prep to travel, right?
Yeah.
But like, so I'm like, oh, I'm a little stressed. Like, I'm probably the problem. Like, I'm not pregnant. Like, all the things.
Right.
And I'm just like, fuck my life. Like, this is gonna happen while we're on the trip. And then I text Sam, because Sam went to Amsterdam first. We met her there.
Yeah.
Or whatever. And she's like, which I'm gonna go into like things to remember when you travel to Europe. But this is definitely one of them that was not on my list. Sam's like, do you have any tampons? Because I bought some from the little market in Amsterdam on the little island that I'm staying on, but they were like the little like cotton things. And like, do you guys not bleed like fully? Or I don't know.
Or they've known this whole time that they had metals and arsenic in them.
Well, for fuck sure they know.
I mean, I'm just
with the amount of vegetarian options at the local McDonald's overseas,
they have a lot.
So, dude, they're so much more elite than us.
Yeah, we need that.
We really need to step it the fuck up.
Yeah. Well, America's here with like #1 in obesity because we give zero fucks about that type of stuff.
I'm not saying that like the veggie options were probably like super great. Like I know in Prague they definitely had like fried cheese sandwich.
That sounds delicious.
And it was. So
I want that in my life.
But like, was that the healthiest option? No,
probably not. But at least it's an option for us vegetarians in the world that don't want the freaking mystery meat.
That's what I'm saying.
Come on. I want the mystery cheese.
Dude, I know.
Oh gosh. But yeah, no, the tampon thing. I honestly, that's wild. But also I'm also not surprised because maybe they have, well, they do have strict regulations compared to us over here. Just like, here, poison your body. Please stick this metal infused thing up your hoo-ha every 28 days. I'm also like, bitch. Is this why? Did my instincts tell me never use a tampon because they
probably knew?
They knew. Dude, do you know that like I was thinking about that and I'm like, I probably would have had like cancer by now if I used a tampon because of my gene.
The statistics, and like, I'm sure.
Maybe I would have had infertility issues, and that's why I was so fertile myrtle with both my children and getting pregnant. I mean, listen, guys, this is a fun fact about me, but I've never used a tampon a day in my life. Not once. I don't know what the feeling is like to put that up there.
You're fucking blessed. It's terrible.
I bled really late in life. Well, not late in life, but I was like going on 15 when I first got my period. I was a late bloomer. And it was like the summer I turned 15. No, like literally the summer before I turned 15. And I remember that only because I also lost my V card after that. Anyway, a lot of things happened the year I turned 15.
Sounds like a book.
Yeah, it sounds like a book. But I literally like got my period really late, and then I never like had like a crazy heavy period.
Yeah.
So I just was like, I didn't feel comfortable. Like I tried it one time. I was like, this is not for me. I don't like the feeling. I don't even want to like go any farther. Like it's not gonna be it. Like just give me the pads. It's fine. And I never bled heavy enough to where it was a problem. And I never was really like a big, like, I'm going to go in the pool on my period. Like I didn't need to be in water
doing like
my period.
Yeah.
So I just kind of like let it be. And then I literally got on birth control, which not any better, but I got on birth control like at 18. So it was only a couple years after I had my first menstrual cycle, and that completely like diminished my period. I would like spot for like 2 days and be done. Yeah. So I never needed to use one then. Yeah. And then as soon as I got off birth control, I had one real period and then got pregnant. So like
just that's the flex. That is my flex. I ever.
Yeah.
Never that's a solid
that's
one,
a great never. Although if I'm with a bunch of guys, they also probably haven't used a tampon, but
still worth to get the girls out of the game.
I know that's true. That's a very good flex. Never thought of that.
Put it in the playbook there.
I'm like, how many other women on this earth have never used a tampon? I'd like to know what percentage I'm in. Be very interesting.
Yeah, you're a top 5%er probably because
use that in a the three, like, two lies and one truth or whatever, one truth and two lies.
Yes, that's good. That's a good one. Ooh.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh, we'll have to play that. We'll have to play that though, because that's funny. And it would be hard because like we know.
Yeah, that's like something that you would think like, oh, she's definitely used a tampon. Like, haha, joke's on you. No, I fucking haven't. But anyways, that was a weird turn that I just took there.
It's okay. I mean, it's still valid. We're gonna spiral off at some point about the toxic tampon in society.
One of these fucking episodes, we gotta go back to the 3 Ps.
Yeah.
Because how much crazier was that we went into depth about all that stuff, and then, oh, what do you know? Yeah. Tampons have metals and arsenic in them.
Yeah. Which, like,
why us? Like, why does society hate us so much?
I just like, they're created by men. I'm just kidding. They're trying to kill us.
No, literally though. Literally though. Anyways,
we're already spiraling. I'm so sorry.
We won't, guys. We promise.
Sorry. I'm still over here. Okay.
All the guys have tuned off. It's fine.
They're like, these bitches are at it again with their period talk. Like, we'll give you a trigger warning next time.
This episode, there was no trigger warning. It was just right into it.
It's all good. It's all good. But yeah, we'll channel that over there for another day.
Another day.
But yeah, we had solid months so far in this summertime living.
Summertime living fine.
Right. Oh, okay. Spiraling us off into the reality TV world.
Oh, yes.
We watched The Mole.
Yes, we did. And if you have not, you should check it out because season 2 is out on Netflix and it's fantastic.
And season 1 was so freaking good. Also, like
both of them have been fantastic. Did you watch The Mole like way back in the day when it came out?
No, but I feel like we turned on the original either before or after
they had it on Netflix. I don't know if they still do, but when the first one on Netflix came out, they had the original.
Yeah,
on Netflix.
I think we watched the original.
The quality was
bad. It was bad.
Yeah, it was hard. I had watched it when it first came out with my mom because we were reality TV freaking ho-hos.
Well, it was around Survivor time. Yeah,
yes, and like that was like every new thing. Like, oh, we're gonna watch this. We're gonna watch this. So we got super into The Mole, and I remember it being like such a good show. And then it kind of just like fell off. They were doing like reality TV star like moles, but they never did like basic people again. Yeah, and I think that's kind of when like it fell off and I was like, yeah, why are we not doing it? But then I guess they picked it back up or Netflix picked it up and decided to go with it. And it's been great. I mean, I loved season 1. I loved season 2. It was so good. Very like, I don't know about you. But like, I literally didn't expect who was the mole to be the mole until we got to like the last 2 episodes.
That's how I felt too.
Like, I was like, it could be. Thank you. Thanks for my little bubble. I was like, it could be. It very well could be this person. But like, also, they're making themselves out to be like the mole so hard that I'm like, are they really going to be the mole? Like,
which is like a great strategy. So I was like a little suspicious with the little movie clip thing they did.
Me too. That's when I like started to be like, and then I thought back to the one scene with the whole like, I don't like heights, but then like I'm gonna scale this building like it's not my first rodeo.
Okay, and he also did it really fucking fast.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm like, if you're scared of heights, there's no way that you've done something this easy. Like, no, you wouldn't just be like, okay, ready to scale the building and like do it. The
only thing I was thinking was like, okay, as someone who is also scared of heights.
Am I just trying to get down as quickly as possible?
Yes, exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, also, would this also be really good? Right. And he was like, me, the logical brain. I'm like, okay, at least it's not walking across a beam.
Right.
Like, like, I'm like, okay, at least he's like staring at the building.
Yeah.
You don't have to, like, you kind of have to look through. But
yeah. I mean, props, because I really thought it was a girl this season. Sorry, guys, we're giving some stuff away. We won't say names.
Yeah, we won't spoil it fully.
We won't see.
Not this
spoilers.
Episode, maybe next. Yeah.
But like, literally, I was full. Like from episode 1, I'm like, it's a female.
Yeah.
Because I was like, season 1. Sorry again, guys, but season 1, it was a boy. It was a guy also.
No, we went back and watched the last episode.
It wasn't the. Did he win?
He won.
Oh, so I had it flipped. So it was a girl. I am over here like it was the blonde dude that was the mole, and the girl was the one that won. But that's why I couldn't find any fucking information. I was so confused.
We went back because we both Corey and I couldn't remember either. And I was like,
I was convinced that the guy won.
Good.
You're right. I now remember because it was down to 2 girls and him. Yeah. Like it was the 3 of them.
He was so fucking good.
Oh my God.
And he was like, I feel like could have seen, and then it was so obvious that oh my God, there were so many. I watched them all overall.
I need to rewatch it now that because I know who it is. I want to look for those things because I feel like she did not make it as suspicious as Mole season 2's Mole did. So
at the end, because they showed a little bit of flashback. Because we watched the last 10 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
She was literally throwing challenges.
That's what I remember. That's what I remember seeing. But I remember the whole time being I can't even put my finger on it. Okay, well then maybe if I would have known that it wasn't the guy that won,
right?
I may have thought differently because I was they're really going to do 2 guys two seasons in a row. But that would make sense. They did a girl the first time, so why not switch it up and do a guy this time? But going in, I was fully convinced that it was a girl because I truly thought it was either what's her face,
Hannah.
Well, I thought it was her or Muna.
Oh, Muna, yes.
I was convinced that it was Muna at first because I was just she just she's rubbing me the wrong way. She's acting too hard for this game, and I'm she's suspicious because of that. But then a couple episodes in, I'm no, it's not her. I'm not even she'll make it to the end, but it's not her.
Yeah, she's
and
smart.
Then I started to think it was the Hannah girl because of just things that were suspicious going on with she emptied the pot and then one of the first people and she got one of the things right and moved on, and the guy that she was with dating, if they're still dating, who knows, got sent home that one, and I was this is suspicious. If they're sharing, I mean, I know she didn't tell him fully, but if they're sharing information,
she was playing him too.
Yeah. I'm something's not right. And then I started to think it was the Ryan chick because of the fuck up where she blatantly was no, they're not eating chicken, and I'm
oh yeah, the waiter thing. Was yeah.
They're blatantly eating chicken, so either she's fucking stupid, or I'm
right?
or she's the fucking mole.
I know.
So I really thought it was one of those 2, one of those 3, and then we got closer and closer to the end, and I was but could it be this one? Could it be that one? And then, I mean, honestly, when it was the top 4, I'm it could be any of them. I wouldn't even be shocked right now.
That's how I
was the only, Joe was it's not Michael. And I'm why you say that? He's he's too dumb. It's not.
Okay, I did feel that way about a couple of people, though. Yeah,
I was honestly, though, he's done a lot of shit. He fucked up every single mission. He honestly threw missions for not being the mole.
The wire one?
I know. He's put the whatever color, and it was
we
blue. Said the opposite.
You're
fucking morons.
Fucking idiot.
So that's when I was I don't know. He's literally blatantly throwing missions, but it's are you actually that stupid? And Joe's I think he actually is that stupid. So then when he won, Joe was I'm shocked. And I'm I'm not, because he knew it was him the whole time.
Right.
The entire
from the
season.
Movie scene.
Yes.
He knew.
That's why he went to go check him out in the movie, because he knew he was probably lying.
Okay, though. Can we... was it because I was sick? I don't know. I feel I didn't understand how the game worked. Corey had to explain it to me again.
I had to explain it to Joe every single episode.
Okay, then I don't... okay, then it wasn't
every single episode. Joe goes,
Joe, you're not alone.
So, yeah, he's so will the mole get out? I'm okay, the mole will never get out. The mole is there till the very last fucking episode, and the whole thing is they're sending home people that don't know who the mole is. Whoever is not even close.
The worst answer.
Yes. Yeah. I'm the mole obviously knows who the mole is, so when the mole takes the quiz, they're going to get the answers right because it's a
I did the same fucking thing. And you know why I was confused? Because, well, one, they're all saying, I'm going to win.
Right.
But then I'm does the mole win anything?
I don't think so.
Then what's the fucking point?
They probably get paid to be the mole.
Yeah, true.
A bigger lump sum than what everyone else gets paid, and then that person that wins,
if they make it to the end or whatever. Yeah. Well, they make it to the end, obviously. But
they clearly do. But no, I literally Joe's so I don't get it. So how do who's going home though? Is the mole gonna go home? The mole will never go home. The mole is here to stay till the very end, and we are trying to see who is going to figure it out. I'm like,
I'm
but for some
done.
reason,
I was the same.
and maybe it was because season 1 did this, like and I'm talking like the very first season 1.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that the mole was going to make it to the end, but like if the mole didn't get figured out, like who the mole was, then they
Right.
would win. I don't know if maybe that's how season, like the very first one was, and that's why it's like embedded in my head like that. But I do remember that they like did it this way for the first season on Netflix. So I was like, okay, no, it's going to be 3 people at the end. They'll say who the mole is after they take the quiz, and then whoever's closest to the answers wins.
Yeah.
But for some reason, I was like thinking, I'm like, is that the way, or is it that like they'll all make it to the end, but if like those 2 people don't figure out who the mole is? Because I was thinking like either they're going to figure it out and they're going to have to split the pot if they get the same person, or whoever gets it right just going to get the whole pot, or if the mole doesn't get guessed at all, then that person wins. Like, I knew the mole was making it to the end. I just couldn't remember how the money part works. Neither did Joe. It's okay.
Thank God.
Literally,
oh my God.
I think it took like at least to episode 6 where he finally started understanding. I'm like, the mole never goes home. Plain and simple. The mole never goes home.
I literally don't feel so alone.
you and Joe just sitting there like, so will the mole leave this episode? No. Nope. So, Corey and I just over here like, guys, just listen. Just listen.
I was like the poker girl. She's still the mole.
I know. And then when you sent you guys' guesses, and like Corey was like right on it because I, thought the same thing. Like one of those people. And you had said the 2 people, and I'm like, well, they're gone. I'm like, poker girl left a long time ago already.
Like, no wonder I should not be a guesser for this game. Like,
I don't know if I could ever actually be the mole. I don't think I would be very good at being the mole. I don't know.
Oh, no way.
I don't keep.
Or you play like how the season 2 went. Like, you're kind of like obviously a bad liar.
Yeah, that could also work.
Kind of you're out, but like the sabotage is hard. Like, anyways, I thought it was really good. 10 out of 10.
No, it was very good. I highly recommend. Even if you listen to this and listen to all the spoilers, still go watch it. You don't know who actually won. You just know who didn't win.
Because how many people? There's like 10 to 12 or something.
12 start.
So we mentioned a few, but also have to tell the people that in the background of my life these days, I've been watching Grey's Anatomy, and I have to say I'm proud of myself.
How you're doing this? How many seasons are there of this freaking show?
20, and they're coming out with, or like the new one is coming out.
Oh Lord.
One, proud of myself for starting a new show because I'm a serial rewatcher. But
that is true.
I'm on season 3 because I've been sick, so I literally and I have it on like during work. Like I don't. Yeah.
I know that's how I am when I watch shows, but I can't do a 20 seasoner.
How long is this? I have one on the corner here. Like it's like 40 minutes each, 45 minutes. So.
Remind me, because I don't know if I'm allowed to say it on here, but you watch Stranger Things, right? Did you ever
all
watch
of it?
Well, I know somebody that's going to be in the new season.
Who?
And so do you. And I can't say it on here because I don't know if I'm allowed to. I'll tell you after.
What?
I'll tell you after. I know.
Okay, wait, though. Did you watch all the seasons?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's worth catching up.
Yes.
Okay. Because Corey and I binged, like, season 1, we, like, watched in, like, a day.
Oh, so good.
Then 2, I think we watched, and then 3, because there's 4 out.
There's 4, and this will be the 5th season coming out, which they're not even halfway, or they're halfway done filming. They're not even like done filming yet.
I heard they're like long, like hour and a half hour episodes, like or whatever.
But yeah.
But I will get there because we fell off the planet with it. And
no, we did. I feel like we didn't watch a season when it first, like we watched season 1, we watched season 2.
Yeah.
I think it took us a minute to watch season 3, and then we watched season 4 because actually last season was really good. I think it came out not last summer, but the summer before, because we were back at the other apartment when it came out. Because I remember like Natalie visiting and she was watching it with us. But yeah, I know a cast member.
Well, you'll have to let me know. This is exciting.
I was like, I don't know if I'm allowed to say anything, but I do know something.
Hell yeah. I love a secret.
So, and then the people, once I am allowed to say things, then I'll speak on their behalf to be like, look out for them.
Hell yeah.
Because apparently they have a reoccurring role.
Cool.
I know.
I love this.
Over here knowing famous people, no big deal.
I love this. I love this so much.
So yeah, I was like, oh, speaking of like episodes and things, I feel like that's exciting.
So cool.
Yeah. And I mean, I really like Stranger Things. There's not many shows that I watch actively, like that come out with new seasons.
Yeah.
But that was one of them, like that, and on Netflix, and You on Netflix. And
yeah.
What else was like a good show that I got into? I don't know.
I know.
Something else that probably has
the book one. What was it called? The one that I read, the book.
Oh.
That one's coming out soon. Season 2's coming out soon.
Tell me lies. Tell me sweet little lies.
Season 2 comes out soon, so I'll be sure to have a full review for everyone about the porno on Hulu.
Yep. If you like sex and you like watching it, then you'll love this show.
Well, and I am excited to watch season 2 only because it's not comparable to a book.
Right, yeah.
So I'm sure it will be good because the storyline.
I'm excited just because
so funny.
I did enjoy it, but I also didn't read the book like Morgan did.
Yeah.
So, and then,
But you know what we do have to convince you to do, everyone on the pod listening. Please convince Stephanie to read It Ends With Us.
Oh, I need to read it. I really do want to. I actually have it downloaded on my Kindle as we speak, but it's just sitting there. Okay. But I think I'm going to start reading again.
Yeah.
Maybe it will help my mind quiet down at night because I'm like on overdrive.
You started to like fall asleep. Like it was good. Like
yes, it was helping me go to bed.
Well, Joey's how old? Like I feel like was this around the time you did it with Brie? Like
it was. It was like when she was like 8 months. I did a little bit earlier, but Brie also was like sleeping better than Joey was at that point. But yeah, I'm gonna try because that comes out soon, right? Like in August.
Yeah, I think September? Like a couple weeks. Yeah, August. Okay. So
I mean, we know that once I do start a book, I can knock it out in less than a week. But it's like literally, I just need to actually start. It's the beginning.
Yes,
that is hard.
I'm like, I had penciled in like a few like ideas for season 2 of the pod today.
And I did see it pop up on my thing. It was like Morgan added to the podcast notes, and I was like, "Oh, what did you add, Morgan?" But I know. I didn't have time. I
literally was like a full episode comparing the book and the movie because I feel like we should do that.
Yeah. Well, you read it like, I mean, it wasn't a while ago, but it was not recent.
No, I could do a reread. I didn't love it.
I know. I remember you saying that, but a lot of people do love it.
A lot of people love it. I think there's a lot of good in it topics, but I read it quickly because it was one of those things. I don't like to read a lot of toxic.
Yeah, I know you said that.
But big old but in the room. They did age up the characters for the movie.
Right.
And I do feel like that will be
better.
Like, I think they're really going to do a fantastic job with it, honestly.
Well, just the actors and actresses in it. They did a good job with that. I mean, listen, I want to read it now because if I read it too close to when I see it, I will have negative comments regardless because the book is always better than the movie to begin with. Maybe. And I will never forget. No, because I will never forget when I read Dear John in a day. And then I went to go watch Dear John and I fucking hated every minute of it.
You know,
and then I watched it like years later and I was like, this actually isn't that bad, but I was comparing every little bit to the book. Yeah. And I think that's what you were doing with Tell Me Lies because you had literally read it and then watched it like within the same week. And every time I've done that with a book, terrible. And I did that with
what was the Miley one that we read together?
Oh, the last song. But I read the Lucky One. Which,
yes, I have that.
And then we went and watched it in theaters. Yeah. But I think that one, no matter, it could have been the worst movie I've ever seen. But Zac Efron was looking the finest he ever has in his lifetime.
We watched Neighbors last night. We put on Neighbors. So
also, love that. Great. Love him.
Right.
We already know.
Teenage heartthrob of a lifetime.
Zac Efron is the number one celebrity crush on my list of celebrity crushes.
So I wrote down though we should have an episode comparing.
Yes,
but we'll see. We'll see how.
Yeah, we'll get to it. It's fine. So, want to get into our trips?
Yeah.
Do you want me to go first or you go first? I mean, my trip was obviously shorter. It was only
you go.
Not even 4 days.
I know. Wow. I realized because you left after I had already left, and I was like, how long is she gone? Because I was thinking it was like a week for you guys. And then I was like, no, it's not that long. So
No, it was quick. I mean, it was good. I think if we would have stayed any longer, it would have been like too long
too
because
much, yeah.
a lot of people in one place can get a little
Totally.
overwhelming, and the kids being off schedule can get overwhelming. So
Too
all
many
those
days.
things.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
but it was
yeah,
good. I mean, I will say this. The
yeah.
hotel was beautiful. We were lucky enough
Yeah.
to get upgraded to a house. So the hotel's called Evermore for anyone that wants to go. It's in Orlando, Evermore Resort. Look them up.
New, right?
It's new. It like just opened this past year. I think it had like a soft opening in 2023, but like it was like set to open in
Got it.
2024. And they still had things like in the works when we were there. Like they were still building more
Mm.
houses in like other areas. So we got there though, and thankfully we called like a week in advance to find out where our room was because we were supposed to be in a villa. We were supposed to have a 4-bedroom villa. We called and gave them our information, and the guy was like, "Oh, so it looks like you guys are in a 7-bedroom house." And I look at Joe. We're like on a walk, and I'm like,
What?
do they have the right people? Did they charge us properly? Like
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
shit
yeah,
that
yeah,
shit is
yeah.
not cheap if it's a 7-bedroom
Right?
house. And he's like, Joe like made some, I don't know what he asked, like basically like confirming, like, are you sure it's the right person that you're looking at? Like
Yeah.
the right file. He's like, oh yes, it looks like you did have a 4-bedroom villa, but we overbooked those. So we are complimentary upgrading you to a 7-bedroom house. And we're like,
I love that, first of all.
okay, yeah, so that was great. So then his parents ended up coming because they weren't supposed to come, and then they ended up coming because we had all the extra rooms.
Yeah, perfect.
And yeah, so it
I
was like,
also would have come if I was in
I know,
town.
I was like, who else can we invite because we have fucking a bunch of bedrooms to utilize.
So cool.
It was
Yeah.
great. So we got there after our little delay
Yeah, yeah,
of
yeah, yeah, yeah.
driving to the wrong thing, which
City'sville.
Evermore, you need to make sure that the addresses are correct on your itineraries
Oh,
because that was what
no.
happened. And at the same time, I love Joe, but why he didn't just put Evermore in the fucking MapQuest?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, why did we need to have the actual address? I'll never know. I don't know. It doesn't matter, but it had a 1 in front of the address. Like it was like 1 North, blah, 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 blah. And it was like a long word. So I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
did I fuck up typing like the wrong
Yeah.
thing? No. I typed it exactly as it was.
Oh.
The street was correct, but there was no 1. So that 1 made all the difference. And it took us an hour out to fucking Titusville. So we get to like our destination the first time, and it's a house in the middle of nowhere. And
Like
I was
nothing would make me more mad than that.
yeah. And mind you, like the kids were great because we got up early
Thank
and
God.
left
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when they were
yeah.
in like a good state of mind, but we were starting to get a little antsy and like
It's been 3 hours,
yes,
4 hours, whatever. Yeah.
Joey was like getting antsy, and I was trying to, I literally had to like jump in the back and I was feeding him, and then I had my iPad on so Bree could watch a show, and I was like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
for the love of God. And then like of course we type in like the correct place, and it's like an hour still away from us, and I'm like, we just drove for 3 hours. Now we have to drive an additional hour. Mind you, everybody had this address because I sent it in a group chat like, happy family vacation, here's the address. So I'm like calling and making sure everybody's going to the correct location, and everyone's like, yeah, we just put in Evermore Resort. I'm like, well, that was the smart thing to do. But anyways, we made it there by the grace of God, and then it was very nice, very beautiful. We like got our rooms, got situated, and then it started to downpour as soon as everybody arrived. It was like that 5 o'clock storm rolled through, and I was like, and it's 4th of July, so like I expect nothing less on that day of the year.
Oh, totally, yeah.
So there was that, and then we were trying to figure out food, and it was like we didn't know what was available on site because we had just gotten there.
Yeah.
And everything we looked up was like very expensive and a la carte. So it was like, oh, you can get a steak
service
for $76 for just the steak. But then you still have to pay an additional $30 for fucking mashed potatoes. And I was like, oh no, we're not doing this.
To preface though, like you guys were in the house, for people listening who don't know the resort.
Yes.
It's a hotel.
Yes.
Like it's not like an Airbnb.
Right. Yeah. There's multiple locations on this site, and it's humongous. It's like got a golf course in the whole 9. But like one of the things was like a villa. The other one was like flats, and they have like a hotel on there too. And then they had the houses. So like the houses, the villas, the flats, they're all equipped with kitchens. And so you can like make whatever you want. We didn't have anything yet because we had just gotten there. We brought like stuff that wasn't, we brought non-perishable stuff to the house, but we didn't have like all the things. So we were kind of like, okay, we'll just like do this, keep it chill. So we look up stuff that's around there because we're like, we're not going to anywhere around here because we're going to go broke in one night. And we find Bahama Breeze. And I've been to Bahama Breeze many times. I haven't been since being in Orlando because there's none around here. But I was like, that sounds good. Like, we like Bahama Breeze. It's
easy.
right up
They
the
have
street. Yeah. And we had a group of 10 people. So it was like, we need to make sure that we can fit everyone there. And they had
call
plenty
ahead
of,
or whatever.
they have plenty of reservations available. So I'm like, cool, we'll do it for this time. Okay, we go. It's a fucking madhouse.
No.
We have a reservation set for this time. We don't even get to the table until like 30 minutes after the reservation. Then we get to the table. It took us almost 3 hours to get our food. That was then fucking terrible, mind you.
Oh, no.
Absolutely terrible. They fucked up Bree's meal. They didn't even bring out the right food. And then it took them an additional like 15 minutes to get her food. And I am not one to complain ever. Really, I'm not.
Yeah. Especially like service wise.
Yes.
Like,
But when you've been waiting at a table that long and then my mom and Joe get their food and it's fucking rancid. Like they couldn't even eat it. The fish was like so bad. And Brielle still hasn't had her food and she's like a 2-year-old starving. Yeah. And she's like, it's past. She hasn't taken a nap all day. We've been traveling all day. Like terrible fucking situation, so to speak. But yeah, it was just like I'm sorry if you hear screaming in the background. I just like heard. I'm like, what is going on?
They play and play.
Yeah, clearly. My gosh. So yeah, it was just like altogether terrible. We didn't have to pay for food though. I will say that we paid for our drinks. We didn't have to pay for the food. They were like, we're gonna comp you. I'm like, yeah, you better fucking comp us. This was the worst service I've ever had. I was like, I've been to Bahama Breeze many times. I lived here for 6 years. Like, I understand it's the 4th of July. I understand we're near Disney. But like 3 hours is unacceptable. An hour I get. 3 hour? No. So we went home or went to the house, whatever, and got Taco Bell. Joe went out and got us all Taco Bell, and that fucked up my stomach, but it was fine. After that, like the rest of the time was fine. Like the lagoon that they have, which is like their own little beach, was very nice. Everything was just like really nice. Clean, pretty, beautiful, but I would not recommend going out to eat anywhere near there unless you have 3 hours to spare and don't mind that situation.
Too close to Disney, right? Like, and
it's very close to Disney, like 5 minutes away. So you're getting all the tourists, busy time of year because it's the holidays. And I mean, it was fine, but we had a good time. Like I said, with like the beach and the lagoon. I mean, it was hot as shit.
Yeah.
I will say this much: they have very limited seating for how many homes,
people,
hotel, yes, like for the beach, like the lagoon area, like they need to up something because we went out there at like noon and there was not a single spot to even put a bag down. Like everything was taken up.
Do they have a Disney shuttle? Like, do people that go to Disney stay there? Is that why too? Probably.
Yes and no. They have a shuttle that leaves the hotel that's on site. But unless you're staying at the hotel, you can't use it.
Not the villas, not the...
Which they said they were working to get one, but because they're so new, they don't have all that stuff.
Interesting.
It was very interesting. They had trolleys that would like take you around the actual hotel grounds because it's huge, like the resort. But yeah, to like get... Like you couldn't take the shuttle from the hotel unless you were an active hotel stayer.
Interesting. I feel like then they probably like... equipped the lagoon for everyone except the hotel.
So the hotel had its own area that was like,
but why would you do that?
You have like a ton of houses that, and some still being built, and they can fit 20 people in a house. Like our house, being 7 bedrooms, could technically sleep like 22 people.
Wow.
Yeah. So like, because there was like bedrooms that had like the kids' rooms had double bunk beds.
Yeah.
There were. Those 2 bedrooms alone could sleep 4 to 6 people comfortably.
Right. The twins or the...
So that was 12. That was 12 right there, like that you could fit in there. Because it was like 2 beds and 2 beds, and then the other one was 2 beds and 2 beds. And it was like a full bed on the bottom and a twin bed on the top. So you have room to put 2 little kids in the bottom bunk and then 1 kid on top. You could easily fit like I said, 4 to 6 kids in each room. And then there was a room that had 2 queen beds, and then the rest of the rooms had all king beds.
That's
and there was
cool.
like
Yeah.
4 other rooms with king beds. So you could fit a lot of people. People could sleep on the couches if they really wanted to.
Right.
So like all of that, like there was a lot. But I mean, overall, good, stressful.
Yeah, you had a
we already talked about
rolly
relaxing.
coaster.
Yeah. It was just like that first day was a lot, and then like by the end of Saturday night, I was like just like checked out, ready to go home.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, well, this was fun, but I'm now, and I had bad sunburn. I got fucked up from the sun because Friday we were so chaotic trying to like get to the lagoon because we wanted to make sure we like got the shuttle and everything. I fucked up, didn't put sunscreen on.
Preparing everyone else, right?
Right.
Mom?
Everybody else is ready except for mom. So yeah, and then like we didn't even have baby Joey come. He stayed back with our parents because
that's good, though,
we're like there's no place to sit. If you bring him out here, there's no cover. Like he can't be out in the sun. It's so fucking hot. So he stayed back with my parents and Joe's parents, and they just kind of hung out because there was a pool in the house also, which is nice.
That is perfect.
So, you have your own little private pool, which is cool, and a little like patio area with a grill and all that stuff. But yeah, it was like that first like day at the lagoon. We learned very quickly that we need to get up at the ass crack of dawn and go to the lagoon like before anyone else gets there so we can get a seat. Because after like 10 a.m., you're shit out of luck.
Yeah.
But it was fine. We got, I got burnt.
Got to get away.
Got to get away.
Fun,
Luckily, like it did turn into a tan and it didn't just stay red. But
oh my god,
I don't tan the way I once did. My daughter, on the other hand, looks like she is not even part of our family. I'm like, wow, Brielle, where did you get your skin tone from? Because I mean, it reminds me of when we were in high school and we would go to the beach every single weekend, and I was like literally darker than my coffee. But like that is her. Like she looked like the Coppertone baby's ass. Just like bright white and then dark everywhere else.
Well, that's, I feel like you
meanwhile,
have to like
Joey
prep,
is,
know?
Joey is as white as his napkin. Two totally different babies.
So funny. But, I feel like you have to literally like train to go to those things. Like, like before we did our family trip to Siesta Key, like I was going to the pool for like an hour for the like 2 weeks before we went on the trip because I was like, I gotta be ready.
Yeah.
Be ready.
You gotta, you definitely have to. I have no time to prep for those things.
I know. So exactly.
That is my prep. That is the prep.
You got it all in one day. But,
I
mean, I'm glad you got away and tried it. And maybe you can work with them once they're like situated for like a hotel Disney experience.
Exactly. I'm like, when we're a little bit older, or hey, for my 35th birthday, we all go rent a house and leave the kids behind because it would have been a lot of fun with like a big group of people. Like I 100% would go again and stay in a house, but like everybody brings their significant other and we all go freaking F off for a weekend.
Well, and you like at least what we do, because my parents, my family reunion trips. We equipped in the rental home experience, but like you bring food for dinner. Like you like.
And we did end up the next day. Joe's mom and dad went and got food for the weekend.
Like, it's
but it
hard,
was like
though,
that first day. We didn't want to like travel with a bunch of cold stuff. Like we already brought like some frozen stuff, and it was not frozen anymore when we got to the place. So it was like. And nobody wanted to drive in the freaking storm. Like, had it not stormed, it would have been like a different ball game. But
I know, and I'm like,
I'm like, next time we just order fucking pizza the first night there. That's what you do.
Or in Orlando, like no breeze, like you know, like
it was
heat is
hot.
Heat is
hot. It is
whatever.
That Central Florida air, it do not play games.
Yeah, it doesn't move.
No, not at all. Not even a little bit.
Oh my
but
God. Well, you did it. You got away. And you need to get away again.
Yeah. Now I need a second vacation from my vacation, but it's all good.
It's all good.
So let us hear about yours though, Morgs, because yours is the real fun one.
Oh my God.
I know you said that you didn't know if you wanted to like go total T-Swifty on this one, but I feel like we're already at an hour, so maybe we will have to do it.
Yeah, we'll do a separate Swifty, full ride of Swift land, if you will. But no, we had a flight on a Sunday. And the flight was to Boston. We met Corey's brother and his wife in Boston, and then we flew to London. And the flight was like, it's long, but like it's whatever. It's doable. You just do it. You just suck it up. Yeah. Okay. But we arrived at, I think, 7 a.m. And first of all, and like I said, like everything went very smoothly. So you go to customs like on your arrival. So like
Yeah.
when we got to London, you go through like US passport side. And customs was super easy. They had like some electronic shit where you literally just put your thing down, it
Oh,
takes a
that's
picture, and you
beautiful.
walk through. We didn't get a stamp, which efficiency, I don't give a fuck. I don't need a fucking stamp.
Well, that's like the old
I
people
know.
are like, I need my stamp to
I
prove
mean,
I went to this country.
it is really cool. I'm not gonna lie, but
Mhm.
I'd rather be efficient. We were literally through customs in like 10
No,
minutes, 15
seriously.
minutes.
Honestly, just stamp it yourself. You have the fucking proof.
Literally. I'll cricket that shit. It's fine. But anyways, it was so early. So we get our bags because Corey and I did a check bag and a carry-on because paranoia. But like, you know, I had to have some clothes with us. So
oh no,
they both checked
would
bags.
be the same way.
They both checked big bags, which like bless because not for me.
Yeah.
Especially this is Morgan's tip number 1. I should have had cue cards. Like
number 1.
Cobblestones are real out of the US. So your new suitcase, yeah, those wheels are gonna get fucked up. So write that down. Tip number 1. Don't bring a new suitcase. But it was so early, we were like praying we could get checked in early. And because Corey and I kind of like were looking at like what was around it and like restaurants or whatever. So I'm like a dog senses, if you will. My dad, he's very good with directions. I also am one tune with direction. We did ride public transit with our luggage, which like 3 out of 10 for like bringing your luggage on the public transit at 8 a.m. when it's rush hour. Corey could have offed us all right then and there. It's fine. He didn't. Positive. But I mean, it did save us a lot of money. And honestly, every other public transit situation along the trip was 10 out of 10 because like it's easy. They make it easy. It's cheap, whatever. But like with your luggage, you go underground. It's like a whole thing. The stairs, you know?
Yeah.
So luckily, when we popped out from the underground land, I thank God because you know you don't have service unless you paid for it. Whatever. So like Corey had paid for his service, and like I don't think they had paid for theirs yet, and like whatever. So we're like on Corey's phone. He's upset because of the rush hour. He knew it was going to be a problem, and I'm like, can I see the map? I'm sorry, can I see the map? Anyways, so I found us the hotel. We still had to walk like 10 minutes on the cobblestone.
Oh my God.
Like the whole fucking 9.
Yeah.
But we get there. The best views in the land, and so worth it.
Yes.
But they did let us check in early.
Oh, thank God.
We paid to check in early. They did tell us upon check-in, like, we're doing fire alarm testing at 12:30, and we're like, sick. We'll be out of here by 12:30.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not listening to that. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So we stayed at the Tower Hotel, which is the Tower Bridge view was what we had, which is the London Bridge, if you will. Like,
is that the one with the locks on it or no?
No.
Okay,
I never looked it up, but like I think it's there. I don't know where though.
Or maybe it's in Paris.
It could be in Paris.
Maybe.
We'll look it up.
It's like it's a love lock thing. That's why I'm thinking like maybe it is Paris because Paris is all like love.
I feel like it might be. But
anyway, the London Bridge.
Yeah, the London Bridge. It's not the London Bridge technically. It's the Tower Bridge, but like whatever. We won't get technical. Beautiful views. Loved it.
You did have really nice views.
Insane. And like I was just like staring out the window like a little kid for days, literally. Whenever we were in the room, I was like,
I have a question. Sorry to stop you. Was this like your first like out of the country trip?
Yeah.
I was gonna say because like
have
you gone anywhere else?
We did like Bahamas cruise.
Yeah, like a cruise type thing, but like to actually go to a different. Listen, you've done more than me because I've never been out of the state except for a cruise. I mean, I've been to Mexico and the Bahamas.
Yeah.
Cruises, but still, you know.
I know. So it was cool. Yeah. So I was already like mind blown, right?
Right.
And like the Tower Bridge is the Tower Bridge because the Tower Castle? The Tower?
The Tower?
Well, the Tower. It holds the crown jewels, like the family, the king and queen, all the shit. I'm not even gonna try to go into it because I'm
I know you
uneducated.
said there was a
I'm
lot of
gonna
history.
Yes, I'm gonna phone Angelica at this point
Yeah.
because she knows all
Tell
the
us
things
more.
about the king and queen.
Mhm.
But London was like as you see it. Like we did get like
Mhm.
cloudy rain, like
Yeah.
like vibes, and it was
Yeah.
like the weather was cooler than expected for like summer,
Mhm.
which was like honestly blessed because
Yeah. Well, when you go from freaking 90 plus degrees here to like,
something.
it was like
It was
70, 60 there.
yeah, it was
I know
so
that's
nice.
what Gibby said too. It was like supposed to
Oh
be
yeah,
cold.
yeah,
And I
yeah.
was like, oh, geez, I
I
want that
know.
weather right now,
I know.
please.
It was nice. It was nice
That's
for
good.
sure. And we did a lot of like more touristy things. Like we did explore like some of the neighborhoods over the bridge and stuff like that. But honestly, we did do a hop on, hop off like tour bus
Hmm.
also as like we used it as transit because
Yeah.
it's spread out like way more than expected.
Yeah.
But the bus had a little headset and it told you like what you were passing when you were passing. I was like, this
Oh
is
my gosh,
great.
that's
Like
so cool. They have like everything ready to go. Well, they know that they're a touristy spot, so they're
exactly.
up to date with what they
Yeah.
need.
Did we
That's
pick the
awesome though.
most expensive places to go? 2 out of 3. Yes, we did. So like keep that in consideration. We ate way too many fries and
Oh my
potatoes and
gosh.
chips, if you will.
Uh,
Um, but no, it was a really good like location that we stayed at, and like overall was cool. Like very,
mhm.
I'm gonna say very touristy, and I say
Yeah.
that because like Anton lived in New York, but we
Right.
didn't like do like we didn't
The
do the
touristy things.
things. Yeah.
Right.
So like it was a little obscure for me to like do touristy things, but it was
Mhm.
cool. It was very cool.
That's
And yeah,
awesome.
everything was like old, which we
Mhm.
don't have here.
Yeah. Yeah, everything's not old here.
Old as
You have to
fuck.
go to like St. Augustine for old shit in
And I've
Florida.
never been there.
Oh,
Got to do
we
that.
still need to do that
I know.
during spooky
But
season.
London was great. Took the train. We did a train that like went under the
Uh-huh.
bridge. It stopped in Belgium.
Uh-huh.
So we like hopped off and like we had to switch trains at that point. So like got a Belgian waffle, got
Love it.
chocolate in the station.
Oh, you have to get both of
Um,
those things.
yeah.
That is what they're known for.
We did have to pay to go to the bathroom in the station. I'm staring dead ass into the camera if you're not
Oh
watching.
my God.
I was
How much did it cost?
I was very upset.
I
It was
need
like
to know this information.
€1, 1 to 2 euros. I don't remember, but I was
Wow.
like,
They would be rich off of me.
is this like, and it wasn't even like I'm down to pay to go to the bathroom.
Was it a clean
Clean.
bathroom?
No,
Okay.
it smelled like piss, and I was like, the women's bathroom smelled like piss, and I was like, get it together, ladies. But
If you're gonna pay or make me pay, this better be the most prestigious bathroom I've taken a pee pee in my life.
play back my eye roll for the clips later because that shit was rough.
That's insane.
That's one of my notes on here.
Wow.
That we had to pay to go to the bathroom
Wow.
at least once. We paid once, but then like we almost paid again in a different place. But that was
crazy.
Insane. Yeah. So got on the next train to Amsterdam.
Yes.
And whatever. It was crazy when we got off because the Swifties were there.
Right.
Swifties were there.
It was time.
It was fun. The Swifties were in town. So we went to the concert. It was night 2, but we arrived the first night. So it was literally crazy.
Yeah.
But our Amsterdam hotel had a cat named Jackie. 10 out of 10. Love Jackie. But because Europe is in Amsterdam, the Netherlands are different than the US. A lot of the buildings are like skinny and tall, you know?
Yeah.
So Sam had gotten there first, so she like met us downstairs and she's like, just wait till you see the stairs. And I was like, what do you mean?
Oh my gosh.
And they were like narrow like this, like I don't know, 4 inches.
Oh.
Like with like Corey's foot, like his toes were on it, you know what I mean?
Oh my
and
gosh.
then like at a I don't know, like
oh my God.
85-degree angle. It was fucking crazy.
Try to kill you.
Yeah. So that was an experience, but Amsterdam was beautiful. Like the buildings and the streets and the canals, like so cool.
Oh my gosh. Did you take a picture in front of like the Amsterdam sign that everyone and their mother takes a picture in front of?
What?
No. You
No?
know, there's like a
Where?
sign in Amsterdam that's red and everyone and their mother literally takes a picture in
Not
front
me,
of
I
it.
guess. Fuck. Well, I'll have
You
to look
fucked
that
up
shit
there,
up.
Miss Touristiness.
I'm a local, okay? I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But the canal tour, 10 out of 10. Like, that was such a cool, different way to see the city.
I'm
And we
sure.
had like a guide that was like, she was just telling us all the things.
That's
And I
awesome.
loved that. It was really, really amazing. And we ended up, we stayed at the hotel and then booked the girls, because me, Danielle, and Sam went to the concert. Like, I don't know, maybe last October or something, I booked the Hilton, like right next to the stadium.
Oh, okay.
Walkable. Because
perfect. We love that.
At that point in October, we hadn't booked any other hotel. And we're like, all right, well, let's just walk this down anyway. Like, if we all need to stay there one night.
Yeah, you have a place to stay.
Exactly. So, again, we did it for Blake. We stayed right there.
Yeah.
10 out of 10, stay close to your concert. It's just
100%.
So that was perfection. And we got to pick up our like VIP boxes, VIP tickets.
Right.
And like picked up the box. We got there at we couldn't check in until 3. The concert was like Paramore started at like 6. So like got the box, walked over, and we're like, oh, merch is like right there. Like, do we just check it out now?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't really want to hold it like at all.
Right.
We got our merch. The line was like 5 people or less.
Oh, that's great.
In the row, because so many.
Yeah.
Got our merch, checked in the hotel, got ready, and then just walked back. And it was
Beautiful.
so nice. It was so smooth. Like, I feel like Blink was so smooth, and I feel like this was even like smoother. It was awesome.
And that's fantastic considering it's 1 in another country and 2 Taylor Swift. Like,
oh my God, this is so nice.
Well,
I'm only going to go to
a person to plan your concert, call Morgan.
Literally, right? I'll find
clearly, yes, she knows.
Side note, though, we popped out in London, like from the Underground land. You know what we see? Citizen M Hotel.
Oh my God.
And I was
That's hilarious.
Listen, if I go to look at my hair, I'm like, do you see my face? I haven't had a drink since
my gosh.
we were sick. Like, this wine, I've only like 3 fucking sips. I can't even contain it. Okay. If I ever am going to a new place and I don't know where to stay, I'm gonna stay there because they put themselves in the right fucking location.
Yeah, that was smart.
10 out of 10. So Amsterdam was Taylor. We won't get crazy into it, but
yes, we will have another episode completely committed to that.
Yes. And then, Amsterdam as a whole is so fucking cool. Just walking around, and like the Netherlands were in a football game.
Oh yes,
while we were there.
That's awesome.
And they won, and so it was just
that's even more awesome.
Immaculate. Yes. So it was great. So from there we got up at the Ask Crocodon, and we flew to Prague, the Czech Republic, and we for the listeners, our work office has an office there. So we knew we were going to pop in. Sam and I work at the same place. So we were going to pop in for a couple hours on the second day we got there. But because we know people, it was so nice. Yeah. We had someone pick us up that we knew. And that's
so nice.
Able to check in early again. What?
Perfect.
I have to send you a video of the hotel that we stayed at there. Again, me just like guessing game at this hotel. But it was so cool. The freaking shower was like one of those like cool ones with the
like the ones that are like overhead and it like rains on you.
It was so cool.
That's so nice.
Yeah, got to check in early, so we like just explored the city again, like castles and like just old shit, and you're just like, wow. I was talking to Anton because he was there when he was over there, and he's like the ground. He's like, the ground is just so old, like the stones, like the
but it's true. It's like that is like ancient.
Yeah, and I was like, this is so funny you say that because that was literally the first thing I took a picture of the floor, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, we like toured the Prague castle, and like the coworkers we know like brought us to like local beer gardens, and like it was so nice.
That's really nice.
Just, like, yeah, everything literally was so
great way to like end the trip. I know I was gonna say for like being like an overseas like trip. I mean, aside from you guys having like the chaos of the rush hour in the morning, the first day getting there,
Exactly.
like
Yeah.
if that's the worst thing that happened,
Oh
like
my
that's
God.
nothing.
Yeah,
And
because even
I feel like whenever you arrive at a place, no matter if it's in the States or out of the States, like it's always
yeah,
chaotic because it's like you just got there and you don't know what the fuck's going on and
we were
you're trying to get everything.
tired.
Yeah, you just freaking flew for a obscene amount of hours. I
Yeah,
mean, I know your flights there were less than your flights coming home, right?
exactly. Yeah, but the it's so tough because going over jet lag
Mhm.
is worse than coming home.
True, because you're a different, like
We
you're,
yeah, we
were you
arrived.
behind or ahead
We were
when you
six
got
hours
there?
ahead. So like
Okay.
we arrived at 7 a.m. their time. So it was like,
Mm,
yeah,
yeah,
the middle of the night for the US. So it was like it was a struggle.
true.
Like the first day was hard. So it was good we got
Yeah.
there to check in early. But what else did I have as my like fun facts here? At the restaurants,
Uh-huh.
you have to pay for water.
Oh,
Like it's not just
really?
like, oh, water at the table. No ice.
No.
And like you have to
Mm.
pay for water. So like just drink beer forever.
I mean, yeah,
Might as well.
just why
So
not?
there's that. And they don't tip. So it's like some things seem like more expensive, but it's like
Uh-huh.
you don't tip. But like but
Interesting.
then like you get the option, you're like, but do I? Like
Right.
it was so weird.
That's very interesting.
And then I was like, are you
Oh my
only
gosh.
asking me because I'm like look American and I'm gonna tip anyway? Like
True. True.
so that
Hmm.
was that. And then Corey's brother was feeling like a little sick on the trip.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know if his was allergies. They did not have what we had. That's what I'm saying though.
Oh.
Because they like rally real fast. But
Uh-huh.
number one tip of all time is bring your own medicine. Like I had some Dayquil and
True.
stuff. Like I brought like Benadryl Dayquil because I'm like, God forbid someone has like fucking
Yeah.
allergies or whatever.
Yeah, you don't know.
Because if you run out, because I did not prepare to give my medicine to all, everything's in another language. So
That's true.
we bought some Czech mystery meds. Probably just like Tylenol, I think, when I looked at it later. But
oh my gosh.
so yeah, my advice for sure. Bring your own meds.
Bring your own meds and bring plenty of them.
And tampons, yeah. And water.
And
Just
tampons
can't bring
or
water, but you know.
menstrual cups now because nobody's using
my
tampons
God.
anymore.
Yeah, literally though. But no, literally so smooth, which is crazy because we had a lot of the trip planned, and I'm gonna try to put together a cute little thing of
You
things,
should.
of food things, because you know.
Yes, you should.
Food.
Yes.
We also got pretty lucky with like, kind of just like adventuring and stopping for food, like not necessarily looking up places, but ahead of time. We had a few like recommendations from wherever for whoever, but it worked out for real because you never know where you're walking in. Like it's hard.
It's true. Yeah, you don't know.
So
that's awesome. What was your favorite place of all three?
It's definitely Amsterdam for sure. Because like it was just, it literally looked fake. It looked like postcard. Like
oh my gosh,
I know.
That's so cool.
Pics. I'll post the pics.
Yes, post them all so that the people can see. We'll have to post them on the page so that the people can see.
Yes, exactly. But it was really, really
happy.
Good. 10 out of 10 recommend. I mean, you definitely have to like save up to go. At least like, again, we picked places that were like uber expensive.
Yeah.
Prague, like, because Prague doesn't use the euro. They use the Czech crown. And like the US dollar goes way further there. So like it was definitely way more affordable there.
Yeah.
So I feel like you could do a good trip for less. We were a little bougie because we ended up where we ended up.
But listen,
but you know,
you do it once. I mean, what's the realisticness that you're going to go again? You never know.
You never
Probably
know.
Not, but you did it once, so that's cool. That's
so I mean,
freaking awesome.
Crazy.
That's why I feel like when you do go like overseas, especially if you know that like this is probably like the once in a lifetime thing, like you do it big. Because you're probably not going to go again unless like somebody freaking moves there and you have someone to visit. But like truthfully, like, you do it once and you do it right. You don't like try and be cheap about it.
I know.
And I mean, you guys planned it like well in advance. So like you had time. It wasn't like a let's go to Amsterdam in a month. Like absolutely not.
I know.
But
it was crazy. Like So good though. Like,
It's also wild how quick time goes. Like, I feel like we were just
oh my
talking
God, I
about you, like,
know.
poor Morgan trying to freaking understand Dutch on the damn website, trying to buy
My
the tickets.
God, I was like, I fucking can't. I finally figured out, like, I don't know when, that, like,
You could have changed the language.
well, probably, but Ticketmaster.com is the US Ticketmaster.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, the app, Ticketmaster app, is the US app. So like I had to, even like to pull up our tickets, I had to use the browser, like Ticketmaster.nl, like Netherlands. Like,
oh my goodness.
I was like, no wonder I was so confused.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Well,
so many things.
I'm so glad that you had such a good time.
Yeah.
And I am excited for when you get to tell me about the Swiftie things, because we haven't even talked about that either. I mean,
I know.
I got videos sent to me and those were exciting. So, and I know that the TikTok is loving the videos.
Oh my God.
From the concert.
I was like, listen, I'll go into it like just a tad right here. But we're literally leaving the concert, like in the thick of the crowd. And I'm like, I'm like stressed. I'm like, I think I need to post this TikTok right now. I was like, mid-concert, I'm like, do I go to the bathroom? Do I do it right now?
Post right this second.
Like, do I do it for the views? Realistically, it was, what time in the morning for you?
Oh,
I don't
Lord,
know.
I don't even know.
It was like 6 p.m. So I was like, I got back to the hotel room. It took like an hour and a half to post the TikTok.
Oh my God. Well, because of all the freaking people, and you guys were like right there. So that is like, so funny.
The time is now.
I know. But
anyways,
she knocked it out of the park, ladies and gentlemen.
Killed it.
Well.
Anyways, we'll go into it in the next.
Yeah, we'll get into more of that.
Very excited.
I hope you guys enjoyed. I was like, wow.
I know.
This is longer than I expected.
We're still going.
I know. I was like, holy hell. As my thing looks like it's about to die, it's flashing at me.
It's time. They're like,
it's time. We were going to try and talk about like past summers, but I don't think we have
to. No. We just needed to catch up with our friends.
We really did.
Our
that
besties.
Was what today's episode was about, and I'm glad that we got a chance to do it.
Yes, we'll do a part 2.
I said, we'll do. Yeah, we'll talk about Swiftie stuff. We'll talk about like summers of the past before summer is over.
Exactly.
And all the things.
Yes.
But we hope you guys enjoyed.
And welcome back.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back
for season 2 and all the things that will happen this season. I don't know. I don't honestly know yet. We haven't talked too much in depth, but
we had to do this one quick though.
We had to, yeah.
The thick of it.
We had to get it ready. But before I pee my pants, because I do have to pee really badly.
Oh my God, yes.
My bladder's going to explode from this freaking coffee. I have coffee on one side and my big ass jug of water on the other because I have not been drinking water during the day. And I decided to do that during the podcast.
Right, yeah.
It's fine.
It's all good.
That's how I do things. But we love you all. Don't forget to check out our social media platforms, Baby One More Podcast on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube.
Ooh. Yeah.
And I think that's everything. And we will catch you guys next week.
Love
you. Another episode. Bye.
Bye.